Okay, welcome back to another video, folks. This is as much progress as it is a sort of demonstration of an issue I'm having, so that hopefully I can get some help. But what I'm going to demonstrate here is a working LOD system, which is the level of detail system. On the right hand side here you can see that the robot looks totally awful. That's the editor window, and on the left you can see there's someone just standing in the distance there underneath the butter. And that is the robot. And as I approach the robot, the quality gets better. So if you see about there, it's swapped the model in for a slightly better one, because I can't really tell at a distance. Although this one's a bad example because the decimation has flattened the chest completely, which has then changed the reflection, so it's quite obvious when it changes there. But it's still working nevertheless. Now if I go a little bit closer again, you get an even better model, which is the one designed for really close up. And that is all working nicely. Now my main problem, see, it'll change back to the awful one and then the even awfuler one as I go back. Mostly to save the graphics card hassle. But my main problem is now when I make these characters into an AI character, it messes up because the AI requires that the model is a ragdoll, and if you make it a ragdoll, and that's fine, but then when it swaps out for the other model, then that other model isn't a ragdoll, so the AI messes up. So you think, well, okay, I'll make them all ragdolls, but then if you do that at the beginning, for some reason they explode out like they've all appeared on top of each other, and then explode out, and they're separate instances of the ragdoll, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm going to set that up now, and then I'm pausing this video and set that up just so I can get back to that stage to demonstrate each of these problems. Okay, I'm back. So now she is a ragdoll, and if I play the game, she will collapse in a heap on the ground. Now, it's hard to get your head around really what should happen. Now it's a ragdoll. I mean, you would hope that you could just move and it would do what it did before, and the ragdoll would be lying on the floor or whatever, and it would just swap to the different levels of detail in that way, but it doesn't. I'll demonstrate what happens once this decides to load. So, well, as you can see there, the ragdoll's collapsed, but the model hasn't. You can just ignore all this stuff on the left. This is all test stuff. I'll just close that window off a bit. Just enough space so I can see, but I'm in the middle of devising missions and things like that. So when I get closer, it works as it did before, and then I get really close and the good quality one has died, has fell over, and then when I move away it goes back to the old one, which is in a T-pose, and the older one again, which is also in a T-pose, but obviously hasn't fell. So how do I make those characters fall like that one? How do I make it so that it's just that one that's being substituted and not the other two? I would have expected it to actually make the lowest quality one fall. No, because my game object is based on the high quality one. So I'm thinking, well, now I can make them all ragdolls, but actually it's sort of proven that they'd be separate instances of the ragdoll. They would explode off and end up in separate places, but normally I would think, oh no, what a nightmare making yet another ragdoll, but I've done hundreds of these today, so actually I'm very quick at it. So what I'm going to do now is make each of those LODs into its own ragdoll and then come back. And I know it won't work or whatever, but I'm just trying to demonstrate my issue so someone can maybe suggest how to fix it. Okay, so I've done the ragdoll for LOD 0 and LOD 1, right? I've done two of them. I haven't done the final one yet. Before, when I tested, I did them all in a row, but now I'm just interested to see what will happen now. See if it gives any clues away as to what should happen. I mean, I think what should happen is just that the ragdoll there should only be one ragdoll somehow, and it should assign the LOD to that ragdoll. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong or if I'm being silly. So you can see what happened there, that the two ragdolls, that one there and that one there, right? And then the guy in the middle is still standing. So if I get to whoops, run up and see what happens, like I say, the stuff on the left is all work in progress, so you can ignore that. It's the low quality one, but then when I get to here, the other one appears on the ground, and then when I get even closer, the really good one appears on the ground. So it's sort of working in some strange way, but they're now, because I made them ragdolls, they're separate instances of a ragdoll. And if I do the other one, which I could do for demonstration, but there's really no point, it would be exactly the same. So then there'd be a third person lying on the ground when I get back to here. And I guess now I'm going to try it without any ragdolls at all, just with one. Did I try that already? Okay, so I've deleted the ragdoll of the second one. Well, I had to redo it. I don't know how to delete a ragdoll ridiculously. So now what I'm going to demonstrate is what happens if I try and make a shooter AI enemy. So if I go to new, tools, shooter AI, create new character, and I drag in, that's my Skype, by the way. If I drag in that and I call it just, let me pause the, no, let me pause it. Right. Always someone messages you when you're trying to make a video. Right, I'll call this SheBot AI, and I'll give it a time, 16:30 PM. That's how I've been distinguishing, because I've been doing that many. So it's got the hip bone from itself. So if I click create, that'll work. I'll not give it a gun. Really, I just want this woman to be able to walk around. I'm looking to make a pedestrian or something. So at this point, she doesn't need a gun. That's my Skype once again. It's made now. So I will go to the model management, and it gets that wrong for some reason. So I'll drag in. That's my Skype again. Hip. And I'm done, right? So what will happen now when I run it? Well, what should happen? It should, if it worked the way I thought, then I would just be able, the character would move around and it'll be idling, and it would still flip through the LODs, but it doesn't for some reason. Sorry, I'm not explaining myself too good here. Every time I push record, my messengers go crazy. So, waiting for Unity. I'll pause it until Unity comes alive. Well, actually, it just killed Unity without any error message. So that's tough. Now I'm back again, but I'm more confused than ever. I set it all up again, and I see something flickers there, just for a second, in a T-pose, the furthest away one, but it's not visible. And then when you get closer, the other one flickers in a T-pose, and then you get to the other one, and he's just working fine, idly. Now I'm going to add some waypoints. I'm coming up with a 10-minute mark, so I guess this is sort of demonstrates what I mean anyway. So for this test, I made them all ragdolls, and then the first time it just fell down. I guess I'm very confused. How do you shoot a AI with the package I'm using? See, what's happening there is they're appearing and then collapsing as fresh ragdolls. There's another one there. The awesome LOD system I'm using, I can't remember the name of it, let me pause. That's it. How do you use smart LOD with shooter AI? And that gives me my 10-minute video. Thanks for watching, and if you can help, let me know.